My beloved child, listen carefully if you trust in God. Type Amen. Sometimes, the heart doesn't understand why it's being drawn towards something unexpected, something unfamiliar, something it didn't ask for yet suddenly feels deeply connected to. And in those moments, heaven whispers gently, "This is not your plan. This is mine." You may have wondered why certain doors closed, why familiar connections grew quiet, why people you thought would stay began to drift. But what you didn't know is that while you were grieving what was, God was preparing what would be. He was not just healing your heart, He was preparing it to be met by someone who wouldn't judge its journey but would honor its strength. And now, quietly, without noise or prediction, God is aligning you with someone younger, not because of age, but because of purpose, energy, divine fit. This is not about appearances. This is about a connection written in eternity, waiting for the right time to breathe. The younger partner being aligned to you isn't arriving to complete you, they're arriving to witness you. To sit with the strength you've gathered, to love the parts of you others didn't take the time to understand. This isn't about age. It's about spirit. Their soul has seen you in dreams. Their path has crossed yours in quiet ways already. And while others may look at the surface, heaven has always looked at the substance. What they carry inside them is not immaturity, it's innocence restored. It's light you forgot you needed. It's a kind of peace that doesn't need permission. And you, with all your grace and wisdom and softness shaped by storms, are about to be reminded of how beautiful it feels to be chosen without confusion. This connection will not arrive with chaos. It will not make you feel like you have to be smaller to be loved. They will see your scars and not flinch. They will hear your silence and still stay. Their youth will not be loud, it will be steady. Their spirit will feel like springtime after years of holding your breath through winters you couldn't explain to anyone else. And God is aligning them to you now, not because you're broken, but because you're ready. Ready to love from overflow, not from fear. Ready to receive without running. Ready to be still in the presence of someone who simply wants to grow with you, not fix you, not test you, just grow. You may doubt it at first. You may question why they're younger. You may wonder if it's real. But God does not send confusion. He sends confirmation. And this confirmation will not come in words, it will come in how your heart feels around them. How your body relaxes. How your soul settles. You'll laugh in ways you haven't in years. You'll speak with ease. You'll breathe differently. And one day, when you're sitting next to them and you forget how long it took to get there, heaven will whisper again, "Now do you see why I made you wait?" This younger partner is not just a companion, they are a reminder that love has no rulebook. When God is the author, that healing sometimes arrives wrapped in surprises. That your story is still being written with softness. And that the best love stories don't look like the ones you imagined, they feel like home. And this alignment, this connection, this divine timing, it will feel like home. Not because it makes sense, but because it makes peace. This alignment is not accidental. It's not a temporary distraction. It's not just another chapter, it's the turning point. What God is doing in this season of your life has nothing to do with how old you are or how many times your heart has been stretched thin. It has everything to do with the frequency of your spirit and the restoration you were born to experience. The person God is aligning you with may be younger in age, but their soul has been matured by the fire of purpose, their heart softened by grace, and their mind shaped by divine timing. While the world would say you're mismatched, heaven sees perfect harmony. One soul carrying wisdom earned through endurance, the other carrying wonder protected by innocence. And when the two meet, there will be no awkwardness, no doubt, no question. Just presence. Just a knowing. Just peace. You've spent years building others. Loving through brokenness. Carrying weight in relationships where you were the foundation. You were always the one who understood first, who forgave without delay, who stayed longer than you should have just because your heart refused to give up on people. But God saw it all. The silent sacrifices. The smiles through your sadness. The moments you gave even when your hands were empty. And now He says, let me show you what it feels like to be loved without having to teach someone how to love you. That's what this younger partner carries. Not perfection. Not performance. But presence. A willingness to meet you at your level and pour into your peace instead of pulling from your strength. They may not know your past in detail, but their soul will respond to your wounds with understanding. They won't run from your silence. They'll sit with it. They won't rush your healing. They'll make space for it. Their energy will not feel overwhelming. It will feel like sunlight filtering through a window you forgot existed. And slowly, piece by piece, the parts of you that went quiet in past relationships will begin to speak again, not in fear, but in freedom. The child in you will laugh. The lover in you will rest. The warrior in you will lay their armor down, not because the world is softer, but because this love will be. This younger partner won't just admire you, they will protect your softness. They will speak life into your dry places. They will learn your rhythms. They will see your past not as a burden but as a roadmap to your brilliance. And for the first time, you won't feel like you have to lower your light for someone to stay. In fact, they'll ask you to shine brighter. They'll celebrate your wisdom. They'll honor your journey. They'll walk beside you not to be seen, but to see you fully. And that kind of companionship isn't common. It's covenant. So when doubt creeps in, when you question whether this is real or right or wise, listen to how your soul responds in their presence. Listen to how your breath slows. Listen to how your laughter comes easier. That's God. That's alignment. That's what happens when heaven brings two spirits together not to fix each other, but to walk in wholeness side by side. There will be no chasing. No testing. No emotional roller coaster. Just clarity. Just grace. Just a deep, sacred understanding that this is what it feels like to be held without having to earn it. Heaven doesn't move according to logic. It moves according to legacy. And this person, younger by age but equal in depth, has been placed on your path not to complete your life, but to walk into the next part of it with you, hand in hand, heart in rhythm, spirit in flow. And when you finally rest in their presence, when your heart lets go of every past version of love that made you doubt your worth, you will smile, not because you figured it out, but because heaven always had a better plan. There is something deeply divine about being loved without needing to be explained. When God aligns two souls, He doesn't ask them to justify their timelines or match their experiences. He only asks them to show up, with truth, with presence, with a willingness to grow. And that's what this younger partner carries. Not the burden of needing to prove themselves, but the blessing of being exactly what your soul needed after years of silent endurance. They're not coming to impress you, they're coming to understand you. Their age is not a gap, it's a gift. Because where you bring wisdom and grounding, they bring light and renewal. Where you've learned to carry yourself through storms, they bring the kind of wonder that reminds you life is still beautiful, even when it's unpredictable. You've been strong for so long that you forgot how to be soft. You've held others through their chaos, calmed others in their fear, cheered others in their insecurity, yet so few have done that for you. And now God says, let me give you someone who doesn't need you to shrink for their comfort. Let me align you with someone who is not intimidated by your fire, your past, your presence. This younger partner won't run from your depth. They'll lean into it. They'll ask questions others were too afraid to ask. They'll sit in silence when you don't feel like speaking, not to fix you, but to feel with you. This is not infatuation. It is intercession. A divine response to your prayers for peace, not perfection. You may have built walls around your heart. Not because you stopped believing in love, but because you stopped believing that love could be safe. But their presence will disarm you. You won't feel like you're falling. You'll feel like you're arriving. Their laughter will be the sound you're nervous. System forgot it needed. Their way of seeing the world will lift the weight you've been carrying for years. You won't have to pretend around them. You won't have to lead the way all the time. For once, someone will hold you without asking you to explain the pain that made you careful. And the way they love you won't be loud or performative, it will be consistent. They will show up when it matters. They will listen without interrupting. They will support you without needing the spotlight. And most of all, they will honor what others failed to. Your time. Your sensitivity. Your vision. They will ask how they can love you better, not because they're trying to impress you, but because loving you feels like home to them. They may be younger in years, but their spirit will speak the language of loyalty, and their heart will speak in the rhythm of truth. God is not giving you someone younger to shake up your life with confusion. He is sending someone to restore the parts of you that became quiet in relationships that made you feel like too much. This connection won't feel like a test. It will feel like relief. It will be marked not by how they complete your sentences, but by how they hold space for your silence. They will not fix you. They will respect you. And in that respect, you will remember what it feels like to trust again. To be seen again. To be celebrated not just for what you've survived, but for how beautifully you've kept your heart intact through it all. Let go of the idea that love must look a certain way to be real. God is writing a story that may surprise you, but it will not confuse you. It will calm you. This younger partner is not an interruption. They are a divine continuation of a story that heaven has been preparing long before your heart ever broke. And now, after all the waiting, the healing, the rebuilding, your soul is ready to be met. Not by someone older. Not by someone the world expects. But by someone chosen by heaven. Not every gift from God comes in the shape we expected. Sometimes the greatest answers to your prayers show up wrapped in unfamiliar timing, unexpected faces, and stories you never saw coming. This is what makes divine alignment so different from human planning. You didn't sit and plan to meet someone younger, someone whose years may be fewer, but whose insight runs deep. Yet God, who writes in spirit, not in logic, has chosen this soul to stand beside yours, not because of convenience, but because of calling. You have reached a point in your journey where your spirit no longer desires what is common. It craves what is consecrated. What is pure. What is purposefully sent. And this younger partner has been sent, not to teach you something you already know, but to walk with you in the fullness of what you've learned. They are not coming to change your life. They are coming because they already align with it. They don't need you to perform, to prove, or to provide what past partners demanded. They are drawn to your presence, your truth, your calm that took years to cultivate. They are not intimidated by your experience. In fact, they are humbled by it. You don't need to shrink for them. They are rising in maturity to meet you. And that rise will feel so natural, so graceful, that you'll forget what it felt like to second-guess your place in someone's life. Because with them, you won't be guessing, you'll be growing. Their age may be younger, but their spirit carries a kind of sacred loyalty that many older never learned. Their respect for your strength will not be performative. It will be quiet. Real. They'll show up in the little things. They'll listen when you don't speak. They'll protect your softness not because they're trying to fix your past, but because they understand the depth of it. Their presence will feel like permission to be fully you without editing, without performing, without watching your words. And that's the kind of love you forgot was possible. You've done the work. You've healed the wounds. You've let go of what wasn't meant for you, and now heaven is filling your hands again, not with someone to complete you, but with someone who already feels like the missing rhythm in your breath. You'll feel it in how they pause before responding. You'll see it in how their eyes stay locked into yours when you speak. You'll hear it in how they don't just listen, they remember. Not because they're trying to impress you, but because their spirit has already chosen you. God didn't align this connection to make you feel young again. He aligned it to remind you that your soul never aged. You've always been timeless. Your wisdom isn't old, it's eternal. Your love isn't worn out, it's deep. And someone younger can hold that without fear when their spirit is rooted in truth. This isn't about experience matching experience, it's about essence recognizing essence. And their essence sees you. Sees all of you. Not the version you perform. The real you. The healed you. The honest you. The you who has been through enough to know the difference between attention and affection, between control and care, between noise and presence. This love will be different not because it's loud, but because it's consistent. You won't have to beg it to stay. You won't have to teach it how to love you. It will already come with that language, fluent in compassion, fluent in presence, fluent in safety. And when you sit beside them years from now, you'll remember this moment, this shift, and smile. Because everything that once made you question why you waited so long, why you lost so much, why you had to start over so many times, will suddenly make sense. It all led here. It all led to someone younger, not just in age, but in heart, who reminds you how light love can feel when it's heaven sent. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when love arrives not as a fire that burns wild, but as a light that warms quietly. The person being aligned to your life now isn't arriving to rescue you, they're arriving because your spirit called for someone who understands peace. Someone who values the unseen work you've done in silence. Someone who doesn't need the story of your past explained because they've been living through their own preparation to meet you. And though they may be younger in years, their heart has been softened by heaven for this very alignment. It wasn't delayed. It was divinely timed. Because had they come sooner, you may not have recognized them. And had you been given this kind of love before you healed, you may have tried to shape it instead of receive it. But now, something in you has shifted. You're no longer chasing chaos just to feel seen. You're no longer performing just to be kept. You're no longer bending your truth just to avoid being misunderstood. The kind of love being sent to you now is sacred, stable, silent in its arrival but loud in its consistency. This younger partner is not here to compete with your maturity. They are here to complement it. To study your heart not like a problem, but like poetry. To offer their presence as a space of rest, not responsibility. To say, I'm here, and mean it, not because you've earned it, but because they were sent. And you'll know it's different because you won't be overthinking it. You won't feel pressure in their presence. You'll feel space. The kind of space that allows your voice to rise without hesitation. The kind of space that doesn't ask you to dim the fullness of your strength to preserve someone else's ego. You'll feel younger, not because of their age, but because their energy releases joy. And you'll feel older, not because of what you've been through, but because their soul honors what it took for you to arrive here whole. This is what happens when heaven aligns two people, not because they match perfectly, but because their spirits recognize one another beyond the body. You've loved before, yes. But this will be the first time you are loved without tension. Loved without needing to earn it. Loved for your calm, not your chaos. And their youth will not feel immature, it will feel refreshing. Their laughter will not distract, it will heal. Their wonder will not be naive, it will awaken. The soft places in you that forgot what it was like to believe without fear. You are not receiving someone younger because you are lacking something. You are receiving someone younger because you have outgrown everything that tried to break you, and now heaven is gifting you someone who sees your strength not as something intimidating, but as something sacred. This love will not challenge your balance, it will protect it. It will not ask you to explain why you need space sometimes, it will intuitively offer it. It will not make you guess your place, it will make that place feel like home. So do not resist the unexpected shape of this blessing. It's not too late. You're not too much. They're not too young. Love is arriving in a new language, and you already understand it. You just forgot how fluent your heart was in joy. And when this connection unfolds, it won't feel like falling. It will feel like remembering. Remembering how safe it feels to laugh again. To be held again. To be fully seen by someone who doesn't need to be older to be ready, only willing to be real. You've walked through seasons that demanded your strength, years that pulled more from you than you thought you could survive, and relationships that stretched your spirit until you forgot what softness felt like. And yet, through it all, you stayed tender. You didn't let the world harden your heart. You didn't allow the disappointments to turn you bitter. Instead, you chose stillness over chaos, patience over panic, and healing over harm. That's why heaven is honoring you in this season with something you didn't even know your soul needed, a partner whose age may be younger, but whose love will be older than anything you've ever experienced. This is not about numbers. This is about alignment. This is about God sending someone who doesn't see your strength as intimidating, but as beautiful. Someone who doesn't need you to be smaller to feel safe. Someone who won't leave when things get quiet, but will lean in even deeper. This person won't be impressed by the mask you once wore to survive. They'll be moved by the truth you now carry. They won't chase the loudest parts of you. They'll sit in reverence with the most hidden. Their presence won't overwhelm your stillness, it will join it. And in that stillness, you will both feel something rare. Something that can't be explained with logic, only felt in your bones. A connection that moves slowly, deeply, purely. A love that's not based on how long you've lived, but on how fully you're willing to show up. And you'll be surprised, not because you didn't believe it was possible, but because after everything you've endured, you thought you might have to keep waiting a little longer. But God says, now. This younger partner isn't showing up to complete you. They're showing up because you are already complete. They're showing up to match your healing, to mirror your gentleness, to pour into the cup you used to pour from empty. They may not have the same history, but they carry the same heart. A heart that values truth over performance. Peace over perfection. Commitment over chaos. And when they look at you, they will not see someone older. They will see someone sacred. Someone layered with wisdom and wildness. Someone who made it through things that should have broken them and still shows up with eyes full of belief. And when you walk together, it will not feel unequal. It will feel like balance. Where you hold space with stillness, they'll hold it with joy. Where you speak with calm, they'll speak with curiosity. Where you guide with quiet confidence, they'll follow with eager trust. And in this divine exchange, there will be no fear. No insecurity. No need to prove or to hide. Just presence. Just partnership. Just two souls who met each other at the right time, not because the timing made sense, but because God doesn't work by clocks. He works by readiness. You are ready now. Not because you have it all figured out, but because you've finally stopped shrinking to fit places that weren't built for you. You've finally stopped calling chaos love. You've finally started believing that the kind of care you give is not a weakness, it's a language that the right person will understand without needing translation. And this person, this younger partner, will hear you. Not just with their ears, but with their soul. They'll see how tired you are and honor it. They'll see how strong you are and protect it. They'll see how kind you are and return it. This kind of love will not be loud, but it will last. It will grow slowly, like something planted by God's own hands. It will not come to teach you lessons through pain, it will come to rest beside you in the quiet of peace. And when it arrives, you won't question the age. You'll only feel the alignment. You'll only feel the timing. You'll only feel the grace of God, wrapping around you both, whispering, "This was worth the wait." There is a soft miracle happening beneath the surface of your life, and you may not even realize it yet. You've been so focused on surviving the storms, holding your ground, protecting your heart from what broke it before, that you didn't notice how heaven was slowly rewriting the path ahead. This younger partner God is aligning you with isn't just a person, they're a reflection of how far you've come. A symbol of restoration. A reminder that your love story isn't over. You may not have imagined them. You may not have predicted their arrival. But your soul knows. Your body will relax when they enter the room. Your laughter will return in their presence. And the heaviness that you carried in your chest for years will begin to lift, not because they're fixing you, but because they've been sent to walk with the healed version of you. This isn't just about companionship, it's about compatibility in the spirit. You see, age never determined how someone loves. Alignment does. Intention does. Readiness does. And this person may be younger in years, but they are carrying an old soul with new joy, a fresh spirit wrapped in holy loyalty. They are not here to drain you. They are here to nourish you. And you, the one who always gave more than you received, are now being met with someone who doesn't take, but gives. Who doesn't just admire your strength but cherishes your softness. They won't be distracted by the world's noise. They'll be tuned into your silence. They'll ask you how your heart is doing, not just how your day was. They'll study the way your eyes dim when something triggers you. They'll recognize when you retreat and gently sit with you in that space without rushing you back to the surface. They won't mock your depth. They'll enter it. Their energy won't overwhelm, it will anchor. Their presence won't feel unpredictable, it will feel prepared. And slowly, their youth will begin to feel like a blessing you didn't expect, because it will breathe life into places within you that had grown quiet, old, weary, dim. This is what divine alignment looks like. Not flashy. Not performative. Just real. Quiet. Soft. Holy. And your spirit will know it's safe this time. Because their love won't come with conditions. Their care won't be timed. They won't measure your worth against their age. They will honor you for the survivor you are. They will see you as beautiful in your power, but even more beautiful in your vulnerability. And you'll be able to let go, not just of the past, but of the armor you wore to protect yourself from it. This kind of love doesn't demand instant fireworks, it builds a slow, sacred fire. One that stays lit, even on the quiet days. One that warms both of you in the places where the world once made you cold. It won't compete with your purpose, it will support it. It won't question your wisdom, it will draw from it. It won't need you to perform, it will cherish you exactly as you are. And when you speak, they'll hear not just your words, but the years you lived behind them. When you laugh, they'll know it came from a place you fought hard to protect. When you cry, they won't flinch, they'll lean in. And you will realize that this is what God had in mind all along. Not just someone who looks right on the outside, but someone who feels right in your spirit. Let go of the fear that says love must arrive in familiar packages. This connection is proof that heaven works beyond your timeline, your logic, your preference. It works in alignment. And right now, alignment is happening in real time. A soul is being prepared. A heart is being softened. A path is being cleared. And your name is being whispered in their spirit just as their name begins to echo in yours. You are not imagining this shift. You are being invited into a new beginning. And when it arrives, you'll know, not because of how loud it is, but because of how peaceful you feel when it finally walks through your door.